Lion Insight.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Lion Insight. So, first of all, we just wanted to say we're very excited to be back. We're very sorry for missing last month's, but everything just got a little bit too out of control with all the exams that we had. But now that everything's back to normal, we are here with another episode. So, this month's theme was the path untaken. And to me and Fernando, this instantly got us thinking about regret. And personally, one of the philosophies that I use for my life is that everything happens for a reason. And this removes or alleviates the feeling of regret for me because every time I'm in a bad situation, I just think this is happening for a reason. And then every time I'm in the present moment and I find myself regretting something, I just think about it and I reflect and think if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am now. So that happened for a reason. So, with this philosophy in our minds, we decided that the most fitting person to call was our TOK teacher, Mr. Seidl. I'm sure you all know who he is, but Mr. Seidl is a drama, history, and TOK teacher and teaches us a lot about different philosophies, so we thought he would be very fitting for this episode. So, Fernando is now going to take the wheel and do a quick interview on Mr. Seidl, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hello everyone, so this is Fernando. So today we are here with Mr. Seidl. And so would you like to introduce yourself with a few words?
Hello, it's Mr. Seidl. I'm the head of drama at school. I also teach history. I guess most people know me by now.
So it's great to have Mr. Seidl here. And so today we would like to invite you to share a moment in your life where you looked back to a negative situation, to a bad moment, and that eventually led you to a positive place and thought, wow, everything does happen for a reason.
Okay, so I have two. All right, so the first one, well, some of you might know or not know, but I studied at St. Paul's. And I think everyone who studies at St. Paul's probably feels that they have an expectation to go abroad, right? Mm-hmm. That's a big thing at St. Paul's. People go to the US or to England mostly. And like every Paulian, I wanted to go abroad. I wanted to go to England. I had grown up there as a kid. I came to Brazil, then I wanted to go back. But as it happens to some families, sometimes financially, it's not possible. So that's the first situation. By the time I got to the upper six, I was starting to realize that what I wanted was to go abroad, but it was becoming clear that I wouldn't be able to go. So that's the first instance where I was in you could say a bad situation, because I was really upset. Mm-hmm. And I ended up staying in São Paulo. I went to PUC. But looking back, as you said at the beginning, I think it was great because we have this image that what is abroad is better. But I would actually say, do consider Brazilian universities, because some of them are actually as good, if not better, than many of the universities that we have abroad. And I'm very thankful that I stayed, because I don't think if I had gone abroad, I would have been able to have as many experiences as I had here. I was able to do lots of extracurricular things. I did theater, I did history at university, I did other things. As St. Paul's pupils, sometimes we don't really understand Brazil very much because we are in a bubble. It's true, guys. We live in a bubble. And I got to know Brazil better, and it helped my own identity. And I really think that I was not mature enough to go abroad. I think it would have been, I'm sure it would have been great, but I don't know if I would have really have done very well. Mm-hmm. So I think actually it was better for me to stay here. I learned a lot more. And I think what I am now is due to that. So I don't regret that at all. I think it was probably the best thing that could have happened.
That's amazing. I think it's about opening your mind and getting to, be open to the doors that happen to open in your life, despite the it's what has been given to you, and it's up to you how you use these opportunities, and it always will lead to a certain path. So
I think so.
Yeah. In my life, for example, I didn't have such a big turning point like that yet. However, I'll give like a very simple example, I applied to a project that would be very time consuming that I really enjoyed, and I eventually didn't get accepted. And this led me to a huge, time. I had the ability to work on things that I wouldn't be working if I had been accepted to that project. And I eventually developed my own. And this completely changed my views on so many different things. I was able to have so many new opportunities that I would never have had if I had been accepted to that project. So I think these simple things have a huge butterfly effect,
They
right?
do.
It's good to see in hindsight, but at the moment you were very,
Yeah, at the moment it was terrible, but
Yeah,
then
the-
afterwards it makes sense.
Yes.
My second experience is a very short one because most of you guys know me as a drama teacher. But maybe what you didn't realize is that when I joined St. Paul's, my actual plan was to be a history teacher only. And I started teaching drama because people saw that I had done theater school. And they thought, oh, why don't you teach some drama? And I didn't really want to, particularly, because I had made a decision in my life to move away from theater and focus on history. But it's now a few years later. You guys know that I direct the school play every year, that I'm the head of drama. So actually, it was kind of good that the school forced me to, take the drama lessons, because I think I always loved theater when I was at St. Paul's, but then I moved away from it. But then it came back to me somehow, and I don't know what I would be without it. So I think it's a good thing as well. It's something which I love doing.
It's amazing. Very, very interesting stories. Thank you very much, Mr. Seidl.
You're welcome.
It was great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Guys, so that was it for today's interview. I just wanted to say another thank you to Mr. Seidl for coming to us with such a short notice. And we hope that these 3 stories just come to show how everything really does happen for a reason. And sometimes all we have to do is just trust the process. And yeah, I hope that gives you guys a perspective on the path untaken. And we'll see you guys next month for another episode of The Lion Insight.